Hi everyone, I think I want to emphasize the power of positive thinking, and I also want to talk about magic. So what I mean by magic is not just witchcraft. I think people misunderstand me when I said that I heal myself, and they think that it involves work of demons when it isn't about healing and witchcraft. It's just me being positive and having this power to heal myself. And I think it relates to positive thinking. So basically, how I heal myself is that if I ever have any like bumps or skin issues, because I struggle with eczema, I usually would just tell myself that if I see where I'm hurting. For example, okay, recently I hurt my thigh, and I think this is my thigh. It was a very deep, painful, like, a bruise, and it was like reddish and bluish and yellowish also, and when I touched it was painful. What I ever do was that, like, I'm just touching the bruise here. In my mind, I think about it. I'm gonna go here, and I'm going to think that it's not painful and it's cured. So, and then this is like the bruise is this huge. According to my two fingers, I'm gonna think positively. It's gonna be cured, and then when I do it, it just accelerates everything, and it cured. Because now I don't have the bruise anymore, and I don't have a fracture. I don't have any more pain. I don't have any more color. I completely heal my skin. So that's how it is. So just know that you can always think like self-love is the key, because they always say like, oh, why do I have eczema? And I have been on TikTok, and TikTok has kind of provided me some information from the account owners who were saying like, like eczema is like because you have lack of self-love. And I kind of read that it it's not entirely like gonna be true always because you don't love yourself. But if I'm very like stressed out, these things happen. And obviously, stress is like every day in my life, but I kind of like chillax now. But basically there's like self-love which is you can learn online. And now that I actually said one or two in the month, and like now that I'm like not really gonna like think about anything that intensely, I don't really have like eczema, or I just lucked out. Obviously, I used to have like hand, like really dry peeling things. It's also from eczema because it appears on your hands, it appears around your mouth, it appears on your legs. So yeah, but obviously I haven't cured from eczema. I still have it, but the severity and intensity is less. But what I did for self-love affirmation, and I know that I used to question myself like, what is love and what is self-love? I mean, what is self-love about your own self? And then I realized that I don't know how to do it, but I just remembered that, oh, years ago when I was really young, my psychologist gave me some list that helps me to tell myself that. But then obviously, personalized, I found from Google that affirmations for self-love, like, this is what I tell myself. So there's a lot on Google, and I just read it like like silently in my head, like my brain is absorbing it. It's very important to know that, like, I still struggle with like accepting myself, and I still do feel depressed. But if I think I'm one lucky people that can slice themselves and be like, I'm getting better. My depression is getting better, or like, my depression is probably bad. Like, I think I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna feel happy, kind of thing. Because you aren't what you think. That's like a phrase, and it's important like to know that like you aren't really gonna like absorb negativity. Like, you only have this limit of like accepting negativity. That's how your brain shields itself. At least for me, I learned, because I don't want to go down under. And yeah, so being positive is the one that really helps me. And also, I've actually, besides healing, I just touch things. And if I want to heal myself, I touch myself. Like, for example, I mentioned before, if I used to think about something, there used to be a lot of ants on this study table, and I wanted to get rid of it, but it took like a few days for the ants to completely go away. All I have to do is imagine there's no ants at the table, and I touch the table. So I think it's kind of like my power because of like how it works, and I'm glad for it. And the other thing I want to tell about is the most common thing about relationships and love is called love spell. And I think I see it apparent in witches or people who want and are obsessed with their own crush or person so much. It could be someone you like, or just why your wife or husband. And I believe in black magic and witchcraft being existent, and that it is apparent, and I do not use my magic for like bad purposes. That's what I told myself, but I noticed it in someone, and I've been affected by love spells before. And I just want to share with you that magic is so powerful that whatever you put out, it always goes back to you. Just like how whatever you think about, it will go back to you. And it's easy for people to keep saying a lot of things that are repetitive, and it comes off like prayer. So anybody can have your name, or even in songs you get in trance, and then when you say the lyrics, or when you write something down and you want it to happen, and you keep repeating that yourself, especially for lyrics, like you write lyrics down, and with the music, like this blah 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 blah, and then it will come true, like, because that's how words have energy. And so how do you even know if you're in a love spell? So I was affected by someone, but I couldn't see through it until my online friend was like so done with me, because she's like saying, like, because I keep talking about him, and I understand, and I just know after a while that I researched on it on Google, like Quora or Reddit, and it's like saying he was so annoyed with me because that guy was a demon, like I said, a demon possessed guy. And obviously I do also found out that he is like a TikToker, but he also hides his girlfriend. It's just true, because apparently I saw people say that, but since I was so done with the guy, he literally, I mean, he's around a lot of girls, so he's probably, I can't back it up, but people have been saying it. So it's like really disgusting how he was like, being so flirty and like still so open when he has like, he was so all up on me, and it's like I keep thinking about him. And usually I would fall for white guys, but he wasn't white, like he was just tan and Ukrainian and Russian, and I never really fall for tan guys. But then like after a while, because I have schizophrenia, and I have like third eye, I have extrasensory perception, so I also know that the reason he was so mad at me, because like he wasn't like, it's just a demon. This guy that put a last spell on me is a demon. Like I saw him around here when he's not physically here, and his face was so ugly. Like that's how you know that it's a demon, because it's just bad, and the presence around him is bad. Even just here, that's not really physically here, just so intensely evil. And then I just happened to get to think about another guy, and that's how it ended. Sometimes he will still like come around me, and I just like, I get scared. But the thing is, this is how powerful magic can be. But I will never understand that. I will never feel not okay, because he's also miserable. This is what happens when you put out evil with evil, and it just goes clockwise, and in the nature of it, it just goes on, and he suffers because his intention was bad. It's just how it is. The universe, the natural flow of life would hit him back. I think we will say it's karma, but messing with magic magic involves demons, and obviously involving another person is always a demon work involved. There's never going to be just pure evil. So that's how it is. And for me, I have never dated a person to make him love me. Obviously, I have never, but that's how I'm just gonna say. They always say, witches are so miserable. It's because those evil witches that do all these magic spells or for evil purposes, they're obviously miserable. So it's just how it is. So there's always going to be people who are always gonna like be evil and curse you, make you fall sick. That's the power of witchcraft. Like the witchcraft, black magic comes together, and there's always gonna be good and evil. So this magic that comes from a person that's super special because they can curse someone or they can heal someone, there's always gonna be alignments. So whatever that is going to come out of it is either that person is going to use it for good or bad, but eventually being the one who is kind in intentions will always work. And if you ever also know that if a witch ever wants to curse you, that it doesn't work, it only means it's because the witch is not even like set to their mind to do that. That's why they felt anxious and then it just doesn't work. Some spells don't work, but some spells do. And when they do, and they kind of like realize it, the person who was like cursed, they would just like, they would go back to their original self and like, that was not me, that was what I was thinking about, because that is not the person I would fall in love with. So the next thing I'm just gonna say is that when you realize that magic is powerful, you also know that whatever that makes you have that intention and that it successfully works, it would not last long, especially if that person is religious praise or another person wakes that person up from that spell. So definitely, if someone acts strange and like say like I like this person when that's not the person that they should fall for, it's important to kind of tell them like why, because they wouldn't know. That's how it is. The power of energy, the power of thoughts, the power of intentions are so important to make something work. So whatever you say is so important to yourself, to someone else. And it's probably why people write poetry, write a letter, even if they don't send a person, they just do it because when someone is heartbroken or in love or love someone, they will just write a long letter and then they would just be like, all my feelings are on the paper. So they just want to get it off the chest, which is nice. So, yeah. And I don't really journal because I believe that I got paranoid because when I saw that they say like journaling involves like demons, so I don't do that. But I keep it all to myself, and if I experience very intense emotions, I would just meditate. And for a while, I don't meditate all the time, but if I'm really stressed, I would close my eyes and then imagine myself concentrating on this part. So it supposedly like helps to like calm me down and like at the third eye, because I believe that I can see things out of this world, and when I do that, like when I concentrate here, I feel very like calm. or I feel like I'm gonna snap out of it. So yeah, that's the thing about people. And also people aren't supposed to be like yours, and it's more like if you believe that you're this person, another person can believe that that's that person in the mind. So nobody is actually anybody's. And obviously it's like it's important to like try not to like really be possessive, because I am like that, and it really hurts, and it only hurts myself and not the other person, because that person, like, all I do is go about and have my free will to love someone, you know. So yeah, I have to also know that like energy is just what you believe, what you think becomes yourself. So it's important. I like the phrase "I think before I am," because it's really something that I want to like think about. Like, I want to think about something positive and talk to myself more. So yeah,